You know, Miggy, as a Seahawks fan, I never thought that the two words that would scare me the most were Miles Garrett.
As a Rams fan, I never thought the two words that bring me the most joy is Miles Garrett.
Welcome back to the Triple Threat Podcast. Today is a conflicting feelings day between a couple of the boys. You know what? You were the big winner of this piece of news, so I'll let you talk about this as I give you death stares.
Okay,
Glares.
I'm gonna start with verse. Was a Pro Bowl athlete. He has made it to the Pro Bowl, I think, twice. So he's not a small token. But
Miles Garrett.
I mean this with no disrespect to what the Rams give and what the Browns took. But I just made this analogy to Jay like 20 seconds ago. We got a golden piece for a piece of dog turd. We got Miles Garrett for an empty bag of chips.
Gold nugget for chicken nuggets.
Yeah. And now there's rumors or speculations or want of Aaron Donald to come on that line too.
Out of retirement.
Yeah, unretire him. And he's fueling the idea.
How? I know the Cleveland Browns are just the laughing stock. I love punts. You know, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. How in the world does the de facto runner-up to last year's Super Bowl give up a Pro Bowler and sort of like a half-decent player, a first, a second, and a third, and get that? And to top all of that off, there have been talks of just with Miles Garrett's addition alone, the Rams could, in theory, go undefeated. That statement is before Aaron Donald's unretirement is even considered.
I know I'm big on hot takes, but I don't feel like this is a hot take.
No.
If Aaron Donald comes back with the addition of that cornerback that the Rams got in our weak cornerback spot, which was one of the top cornerbacks already, you add Miles Garrett. If Aaron Donald comes back, this is going to be the most dominant defense in years.
I mean, the pass rush alone is horrifying to think about for any pocket quarterback.
Dude, the game plan is going to be shotgun only.
Yeah. At this point, the game plan is keep your quarterback safe so he can play next week.
They're going to be like one tight end? Nah, two tight ends.
Just the implications alone make me piss myself a little bit.
Hey, I sent you this yesterday, and it's very rare that I send you an Instagram post and proceed to send you a message afterwards saying, check your Instagram now.
The funniest thing about that is I saw you send that Instagram message, and I went, I'll check it in like 10 minutes after I grab a snack, and I get your text. I'm like, okay, I guess I have to see it. I froze in real life when I saw that headline. Genuinely.
Yeah. If I can pull out the text message, like me and Chris like chat a lot and try to keep each other updated on sports just in case one misses something, and we have not talked since, by the way.
not over text.
Not over text. We have not texted since. Your response is there's no freaking way. ...
The thing is that is still my response right now. I'm still honestly shocked. This reminds me so closely to the Luka Doncic trade that happened in the NBA the other year.
Yeah.
Where it just stopped. Not just that sports world, but the entire sports world as a whole.
It's everywhere on my Instagram feed, Facebook feed, TikTok feed, Reddit feed. It's everywhere. And I use Reddit for wedding ideas.
Reddit and Pinterest for the win. No, but seriously, like the actual implications of this, it feels wrong to say, but it also feels appropriate. Do we just give the Rams the Super Bowl? Like week 1, do we just say, "Hey, is your
I
entire
don't know
team
if
healthy?"
So I don't know if I'd give him the Super Bowl, but I would definitely give him the NFC.
I don't know. Okay, here's the thing: is if you give them the NFC, you practically give them the Super Bowl. Realistically,
The Bills could maybe push them, but
right. The Seahawks could maybe push them, right? Like that's the conversation we're having here, right? Like,
fair.
like genuinely speaking, you have the Seahawks who won it last year and are still going to be good. You know, they haven't made any like major moves this offseason other than a couple re-signings just to keep their core intact.
Well, they re-signed your pass rusher.
Yeah.
Talking about pass rushers for 3 years.
Yeah. So like I said, so like the re-signing's there. So the Seahawks are still going to be a Super Bowl caliber team. This Rams team now,
dude, as a Rams fan, I would have to change my shorts if Aaron Donald decides to unretire.
like genuinely, like if he unretires, the only thing that stops his team is injury.
Basically, and we're not a very injury-prone team.
No. Now, mind you, the sports gods always like playing games, so it could literally just be, hey, none of you are injury prone. Here's the first and worst injury of your careers to the whole team.
Yeah.
That could happen, but that's not gonna happen. Is
Now,
the thing.
This is just the biggest one, in our opinion, anyways. Other people might find other biggers.
No,
but
no. This is the move of the summer. Genuinely,
this move of the last like 5 years.
Yeah, like
the last biggest move was the Buccaneers getting Brady on the free agency.
Right.
Like,
but on the other end of this move, poor Cardinals.
there was an interview with their tight end McBride, and yeah, he said that he was the word was shocked because the Cardinals are already in a rough spot being in the division that they're in. You have the reigning Super Bowl champion. You have the favorites to win the Super Bowl that just added Myles Garrett, that he's going to be the big part of the Arizona offense taking care of Myles Garrett. Now, if Aaron Donald comes back, I'm sorry, McBride, you're not going to be having good games with those 2 games that you're playing against the Rams.
No.
And then 49ers, if the 49ers can stay healthy, I can see those 3 top teams all being 11-5 and above.
Oh yeah, easily.
Or 11-6.
Easily. And the Cardinals, like, they're not a good team, but they're not a bad team.
Yeah,
they're just in the toughest division.
Yeah, but at the same time, I saw a post and it was like, there's levels. And even in divisions, there's levels to football. You have one team, the Rams, that out of nowhere just went, Myles Garrett. And then you have the other team, the Cardinals, that are having open to the public difficulties with Brissett, their quarterbacks, on an extension.
Yeah. Honestly, some teams just have it easy.
So
if the market is right, if the team structure is right, players will be willing to go anywhere. And sometimes you as a team are just going to sit there and go, well, why can't we have that?
I'll just say, talking about players going anywhere, OBJ's going back to where OBJ became OBJ with that catch. He returns back to the Giants. One that is a warm kind of heart moment, because as an athlete, you always want to play for your team as growing up. If I was to go in the NHL and I'm drafted to Toronto, I'd be depressed. And then I get traded to Canadians, I'd be like, yeah!
You might just boycott your contracts. I'm not playing for you.
Just get minimum numbers. Montreal signs you for 1 year minimum wage.
You wish.
AJ Brown goes to the Patriots, and there is a video circulating that he has had a Patriots rug in his man cave for years. It came off of Amazon, and it's just been there. He's been a Patriots fan for ever since he's a kid. In that video they showed a picture of him when he was younger and a Patriots fan. So he's pretty happy to be there. Now talking about complications with Brissett with Arizona, DJ Moore has openly stated that there are quote unquote growing pains in Buffalo. Now, when you have a receiver like DJ Moore, he's fast, his route running's good, he has good hands. So right now, I think it's just more of a timing issue, maybe, or just different plays from the Bears. I think after preseason, they'll be gone.
Yeah, well, you have to see, like preseason especially, because we don't get to see the practices, we don't get to see drills, we only see the moves and then what they say in interviews. Now, mind you, I'm not very big on the whole players coming out and saying, yeah, I'm having difficulties with my team. I'm not really big on that because that's kind of a PR disaster waiting to happen. And that also puts a wedge in a lot of team relations.
Yeah.
So I understand sort of players, wanting to come out and being like, yeah, it's not going as good as I wanted it to, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
But this kind of coming out and saying, yeah, there are growing pains, and it rubs me the wrong way a little bit.
We'll have to see. They're still in their practicing stages, and then preseason, and then they got to make the cuts, and then we'll see. I wouldn't put a official pin in it till about week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Week 5 is where I think you go, okay, let's visit back to this growing pains from DJ Moore that was said 4 months ago. It shows, or it was just a little bit right now because of a new team, new quarterback, timing issues.
Yeah.
Now, talking about the good, Drake London from Atlanta Falcons signed a huge deal, making him the 3rd highest paid receiver in the current market. 4 years, 141 mil, with a potential of 150 mil, with a guaranteed of 100 million.
Oh, okay.
So depending on if he reaches his quotes, he can get some bonuses, and all that, which is massive for Atlanta because he's a big part. Steelers signed Herbig, 4 years, 100 mil. Now the Steelers just spent big bucks on TJ Watt last year, signing him for 3 years for 123 mil, which is 41 mil a year. And if I'm not mistaken, the Steelers in the kind of position, that position as a pass rusher, they're the second team pay wise. They're paying $83 million a year for pass rushers.
I mean, it's a large part of the game, so if you're going to put money towards it, might as well.
So with that, and then TJ Moore is also getting to the end of his career. He has a lot of. I saw an article said a lot of threads off his tires.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting there. He's had a lot of injuries. So Herbig's contract goes 2 years further than Watt. So I am guessing it's more of a hope contract.
It sounds like an insurance contract, kind of stagger the end dates a little bit. So best case scenario, you're not dealing.
And
with
he's 24.
Contracts. That's so young.
Yeah, so he still has lots to prove. But it's definitely a end of era, start of era contract.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So he still has lots to learn from TJ Watt. But once TJ Watt is done, if he stays another year, he stays another year. If he doesn't, then they have Herbig as a rising future rusher star.
Oh yeah.
So that would be
ideal for them.
Yeah. And there's an article, but I only wrote the 4 that interest me the most. Here are the players with the most to gain or lose this season. J.C. Latham. He's an offensive tackle. He was picked 7th overall in the 2024 season draft and has not played to what he should be. He has 24 penalties and 30 career starts.
Not a good average.
No. He basically needs a breakout season, and he has the body for it. Like, he's 6'6", 342 pounds.
That's a unit.
That's a big
That's
guy.
a big
That's
dude.
and he's like physical, and he's able to move.
Mhm.
Like, he has the criterias and the tools to be great. And he's going to have to show it this year, because being picked 7th overall as an offensive tackle,
That's very, very high. That's
Yeah.
not a position that teams.
that's a
prioritize.
position that entering year 3 or year 2, you need to show up.
Well, yeah, you need to show that you're solid on your position,
Yeah.
right?
So,
But I mean, yeah, no, he's got, I guess, sort of like, he's got the physique for it.
oh,
Like
he's
he really does.
huge.
He's.
I saw
it's
the
just a
numbers,
mind.
and I literally went to look at a picture, and I was like, damn.
At that rate, it's just a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Like it genuinely is.
Talking about mindset. I was gonna leave it for further, but you just went right into it, so I can't.
You don't explain the segue, Miggy. You
Still-
just get to the
I
point.
know, but so Rashee Rice. I don't know if you guys have kept up with this guy. His level of maturity is low.
It reminds me of some athletes, so yeah.
He has continue to put himself in bad situation. He's limits his starts due to suspension. He has had a drug test that has failed recently that shows his lack of maturity.
Mhm.
And the unfortunate part of all of this is that he has so much talents. He has good hands. He could be so great in the Chiefs, especially with Mahomes getting back from that ACL tear. If he could just stay on the right side and stay in good shape and stay away from the drugs and not get high when he's on probation to get sent back to jail, like, he could have a massive impact, and like, he could have a breakout year. But he just keeps putting himself in these situations.
He needs to make the right. He needs to make the right choices.
Yeah.
Right. The makings of greatness are always inhibited by the decisions of those in the driver's seat.
Exactly.
And if he's not going to take proper control of his career and steer it in the right direction, he's gonna keep crashing like he has.
Yeah, so he has a lot to lose this year.
And a lot to gain.
Yeah. Christian Watson's another one. He's a highly skilled player, but his issue's not on the immaturity. It's on the reliability
So he's
side.
inconsistent.
Yeah. So he's made 48 of potential 68 starts.
Okay, so like, is his health inconsistent?
Yes, but also his hands. So he's at the end of his contract. Like, this is his contract year coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He could have a nice season, and then Green Bay give him a nice package, or have a nice season and try to find somewhere else. Or he can have what he's had, which, like, he's average. He's not bad, but he could be great.
Yeah.
Like, he's shown it in some games where he goes for 3 touchdowns. But he needs to become a little bit more reliable, a little bit more consistent. The healthy part, like, I understand some people are more injury prone, but we have the technologies nowadays that kind of help with that.
It's a little easier to work through it.
So,
I mean, a big thing about inconsistency that I often find is lack of confidence. That genuinely might just be it.
yeah,
That
that's a
could just
big
be the
one.
case, right? Like, confidence plays such a big part into athlete performance, and
a guy can be as I mean, we've gone on it many times. A guy can be as talented as he wants to be. He can do literally everything, but if he isn't confident and believes in himself enough to do it, it's gonna fail.
Yeah. And now here's the kicker one. Me and you talked about this one a while back when the Vikings acquired Murray, Kyler Murray. Now for me and you, didn't make a big difference because we keep beating him year in year out.
Wow. All right, all right.
Wow.
I mean, fact to fact.
I feel bad for the short guy.
Yeah, sure.
The Vikings have signed him at a league low.
League minimum.
Like there's nothing under that. Like lawyers make more.
Oh yeah.
So he has it on the line. He has the tools. He has Justin Jefferson. He has an O-line. He has somewhat of a defense. Like the Vikings defense is not bad. Could be improved, but it's not bad. Like every defense can be improved.
But wow.
Aaron Donald.
Shut up.
I swear, I'm gonna find Chris like crying in his bed if Aaron Donald comes in.
No. If Aaron Donald comes back, I'm gonna find you and make sure you don't get to enjoy the season.
So, and he's UFA at the end of the season.
Oh, so he's got a lot to prove this year.
So I think it's do or bust for him this year.
Well, I mean, it's contract year plus,
Yeah.
right? A lot to prove. He finally has something to work with. He's on essentially a league minimum, so the Vikings haven't put a lot into him and have no reason to continue putting any more in him unless he shows up.
Yeah. So basically, this is a last chance. Wake up.
Oh, it's a career. It has to be a career defining year.
Yeah. Or else a lot of people on that draft night back a couple of years ago are gonna be like, "I told you, he's too small. He won't live up in the NFL." And I honestly like Kyler Murray.
I mean, he seems like a chill dude, and like as somebody who comes from sort of more of a basketball background, like I am all here for support the little guy, but at the end of the day, he has to prove himself.
Now here is the question. I'm trying to line up some questions for you to tickle your brain. 2 years ago, we had the Detroit Lions going on an absolute tear.
Mm-hmm.
They finished the year like what? 13-4?
Yeah.
They were 9-8 last season. Are the Detroit Lions still in the window of winning a Super Bowl?
That's a really tough one.
After going
even
9-8
consider.
last year.
Well, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. Especially when a team comes out with such a mediocre season.
Average. Is as average you can get.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
9-8
right?
and 8-9 is as average
Right.
of a year you can get.
Like you look at the teams in the league, right? The Lions are in the NFC North.
Yeah.
So they're in a division with the Packers, the Vikings, and the Bears. 3 teams that are also closer to mediocre than anything else, realistically.
Here's my issue with this. I'm saying that window is closing.
Well,
If they go worse this year, it's done. They got to sell some big pieces.
here's my thing: is even if they go better, even if they go, 12 wins this year, it's the NFC. It's the Rams and the Hawks.
I like how you said this because I'm going to list off their schedule. They have one of the easiest schedules. You ready for this?
Boy, let me hear it.
Saints,
Okay.
Bills,
Okay.
Jets,
Yep.
Panthers,
Yep.
Cardinals,
Mm-hmm.
Packers, Vikings, Dolphins, New England, Bucks, Bears, Atlanta, Tennessee Titans, Vikings, Giants, Bears, Packers.
You weren't kidding when you said they have one of the easier schedules.
So I can myself be like, look, their window is closing. But like you said, they could go 12-5 this year with this schedule.
Oh, honestly, when I said that, I think when I said, if I could say it properly the first time, when I said that they could go 12-5, I meant that, theoretically, as like a potential, like, oh, if they go 12-5, they have a chance. I didn't consider that they could actually do it. That, however, doesn't change the fact that the teams that you are looking at as contenders are so far ahead of the rest of the field.
Yeah.
Any other year where the playing field is a little more even and less lopsided, you could say that the Lions have a chance. I mean, with the schedule that they have, they almost guaranteed a postseason spot. I won't say it is guaranteed, but they make a postseason spot.
I want to start having a whiteboard here so we can start writing stuff that we say about teams and then looking back like 7 weeks into the season and just going, boy, was I wrong.
Hey,
Or boy, was I right.
Don't suggest that, because I'm going to need 3 whiteboards just for the things that I said that I was wrong about, because I'm wrong on a lot of things.
For the NBA of all things.
Shut up.
But what I find funny in the Detroit's schedule is that week 3 they get the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Week 4 they get the Panthers, and week 5 they get Cardinals. In my opinion, they should win. They have the players. They're not an average team because they have the players, but after 9-8, it's kind of hard to say. I don't remember their schedule. They might have had a tougher schedule last year. But now you have Jets, Panthers, Cardinals, and then they're like, how about a bye?
Well, it's kind of one of those things where you can have the best players,
Yeah,
but your team can still be garbage.
it's all to do with 1, the confidence of the team, and 2, the chemistry of the team.
Chemistry and coaching.
Coaching has a big part of it too.
It's always the connecting factor. Now, 8 and 9, 9-8. They finished 9-8, right?
They finished 9-8.
So, like, yes, it is an odd number of games, so they're either going to be above or below 500.
Yeah.
You can, however, make a point to say that they were above 500, and in a league that is currently very lopsided, with a few teams winning a lot of games and a few teams losing a lot of games, just the fact that they're on the upper side of 500 is a good thing. They are in the bracket of sort of like team records that puts them, very much closer to the top. Now, do they have a bounce back year? It's really hard to say. But with that schedule, probably.
I agree. And so I'm just looking real quick here. 2022, they went 15-2. 2023, they went 12-5. 2024, they went 9-8.
24. What did they do last year?
Last year they went 9-8.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So they've just been on a downswing.
They've lost 3 more games every year. So on that track, someone could say that this year they're finishing 6-11.
On that track, if you look at that in a vacuum, then they finished.
But take that with a grain of salt, because like we just said, the schedule, I feel like 12-5 is more than respectable.
Well, yeah.
Or doable, sorry.
Yes. Well, the other thing is that the NFL isn't like the NHL or the NBA or even the MLB, where you get multiple games against every other team in the league.
Yeah.
Right.
Like some teams you won't see for 5 years.
No. The NFL, because they only have 17 games every year, and
you got to play 2 against your divisional rivals.
Yeah,
so that's 6 right there.
And then the other 11 games is kind of just spread out.
Yeah. Kind
of however the schedule makers decide that it's supposed to go. So that 15-2 year and the 12-5 year, you could say, oh, that's a sign of their schedule getting harder,
Yeah.
right? And even at 12-5, that's still a very good record. So by that logic, your next season schedule is going to still be hard,
Yeah.
which would explain the 9-8. Now, looking at this schedule, again, we've gone back to it 5 or 7 times now. This is a 12-5 schedule. Genuine. If not 13-4.
And it's rare that me and you agree on schedules sometimes, because we're not like big footballers. Like, we follow it, we follow our team, we cheer our team, and we usually you're a big defensive guy.
No, big time.
I'm a big offensive guy. So
It's really funny for the teams that we support.
I know. Like, I just became like one of the top defense, if not the top defense.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think this is the first time that me and you agree on a record since we started this, or even before.
Well, yeah, usually when we see schedules like this, we always predict records that are about 2 games apart.
Yeah. But the fact that we're both looking at each other and we're like, look, 12-5 is more than doable with this schedule. Unless, like, the Packers or any other team, like, actually comes up with, like, a huge, like, transaction like the Rams. Like, all you're competing with right now is not Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Cubs. Not the Cubs, the Bears.
The other thing I want to point out for the Lions last year is that they had a very respectable point differential for being a team that went 9-8. So they had a point differential of 68 over the course of their 17 games.
So that means that
they scored 481 and only gave up 413.
You said what was the differential?
Their differential would have been 68. On average, they are winning every game by 4 points.
Yeah.
Actually, on the dot.
Yeah.
On average. So it's a very respectable point differential. Which to me,
or you can say every game is +4.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. But right, that basically at a 9-8 record, that basically tells me that
they were tight games.
It was tight losses and big wins, which is the sign of a team that could blow it wide open.
Yeah, we'll have to keep track of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Maybe not as intense as our Rams in
No.
Seattle, but like I said, whiteboard and just write the teams that were like.
We also need to just keep an eye on that division, because that division record-wise was probably the tightest division in the league. Because the Bears finished 11-6, the Packers finished 9-7-1. They did have a tie, and then both the Vikings and Lions finished at 9-8. So you had 3 teams in that division end the season with 9 wins.
They were giving the Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, and what's the other team? Seahawks. Fight for their money for tightest division.
I'm going to look past that aggression and the criminal offense you just spat towards me there. But
Transgression.
transgression. That's the word. Thank you, Jay. Okay, the NFC West is tight for a different reason, though. It's a 3-team division. The Cardinals finished the year 3-14 last year.
Yeah.
So.
Or the other 3 are tight enough for the last one.
Yeah. The Cardinals kind of get a little brother, big brother pass of my big brothers are so good, so I'm just here.
Not even. It's a bring your brother with. God.
It's the can I play too? Yeah, sure. Here's an unplugged controller.
Am I winning? Sure are, bud.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I think we've talked more than enough about the NFL. Like, we could have made an episode just with the NFL alone. There's a couple of other smaller transactions that's happened.
I mean, especially the fact that they're not even playing yet. This is just off season.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like, what, 3 months away, and we already have the biggest transaction of the summer?
I don't think anything beats it. Genuinely.
Only thing that beats it is Aaron Donald
No.
unretired.
Okay, let me rephrase. No transaction beats that. Aaron Donald is just the cherry on top of the Myles Garrett cake.
Yeah. Next thing you know is Steelers straight away T.J. Watt to the Rams.
I will throw bricks. You will not sleep a night again for the rest of the season if that happens. I will not let
My
you.
boss gonna let me go just because I'll look like a zombie. Damn. All right, so let's go to the little cousin, the CFL, the one that started it all.
Yeah, actually, yeah. History-wise.
Preseason wrapped up. Montreal lost 27-3 to Ottawa.
Ouch.
Hamilton won 20-14 to Toronto. BC won 30-19 against the Bombers.
Oh, that feels good.
Calgary
feels
won
good.
21-18 against Edmonton.
I know I say the Lions being the Bombers feels good. And yes, I'm a Lions fan, but watching the Bombers get beat
Twice.
it also feels real
From
good.
the Riders and the Lions.
It feels good. It feels good.
I don't know what's up with Montreal. Getting beat bad like that is no bueno.
Well, no, I mean, they had a really good season last year. Maybe slow start, maybe?
Maybe.
Or do we see a downfall?
Again, we need a whiteboard. Hamilton, I'm not surprised. I told you last year that they started to look scary. Well, I will definitely be looking at Hamilton this year as a potential surprise.
Black Horse.
Now you see me.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Now with the regular season starting actually this week, when this podcast episode is going to come out, is going to be the first day of the CFL regular season, which is the Alouettes versus the Tiger Cats. Go Tiger Cats.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit on the other side of the couch. Go Alouettes.
Yeah.
That's still my second.
Dude, we can't even watch it. I don't even know where to. I think it's TSN.
It's probably TSN. We're really gonna have to get that subscription.
We're not sponsored by TSN, but we wouldn't say no. Now, we got our neighbors fighting each other. We got Stampeders versus the Blue Bombers on Friday.
Oh, we're just caught in the crossfire.
Oh, yeah.
Geographically, we are.
Oh,
just
yeah.
caught.
You got cannonballs going one way and horses going the other.
Yeah.
And then we got...
Edmonton and Ottawa.
Yeah, I don't see this team really doing much of anything this year. I think they're going to be a slow rebuild.
You think both of them? You think so?
The Red Blacks might be a little higher up. Like, they might do average this year and sneak into the playoffs. Jay's going to be depressed, even though he's not going to really pay attention to his Elks.
We're going to have to remind him.
Well, he did say they were going 7-11, so...
He might be right. Genuinely. Which would be a miracle.
And then teams on a bye for the first week are the Lions, the Riders, and the Argos.
So
I do not like having a week one bye.
I don't like it either. It's the worst time to get a bye. You don't need a break between preseason and regular season.
Dude, Riders didn't play the week 3 preseason either.
Oh, they're gonna come into their week 2 game rusty. Holy.
Anyways, on Rider news, because we're in Saskatchewan, so as much as you like your Lions...
The Lions support is a me thing.
Exactly.
Rider support is a podcast.
Exactly. Marcus Salas is ready for a performance season, basically, is what he said. He had a fantastic playoff. The guy's 5'8", 180 pounds, but hits like a brick house.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen the hits that he put on the... Who did we win against in the Grey Cup?
You guys played...
Alouettes?
You guys played the Alouettes, yes.
Like...
Yeah, that's why I was so distraught during the Grey Cup last year, because the Lions got beat in the...
we beat the Lions and the Alouettes.
That's why I refused to take your phone call after the game.
So, and you saw the hits that the guy could...
Oh, yeah, Mighty Mouse.
He was a key piece to the Riders' defense in the playoffs, with timely picks, as well as timely tackles, as well as just his positioning and coverage was just fantastic. Now, the Riders' head coach, we all love him. He's awesome. Corey Mace has stated that this year's cuts after preseason might be one of the most difficult he's had to do in a while, but has also stated that it's a good problem to have.
Oh, absolutely.
I would rather have so much potential that I have to cut good players because I have too many good players than not enough potential that I'm letting players come on my team that
go
have
on.
no skills
Yeah.
just because I'm top heavy.
Oh, absolutely.
So
You always rather have the problem of too many options than
Yeah.
the problem of not enough options.
we'll see how our riders do in their defending season. It would be kind of fun to win 2 in a row, but
Winning back to back just as a concept is very difficult.
oh yeah,
So if I were a betting man, I'd almost bet against the Riders purely on the fact that they are defending champs.
yeah. But we're not betting men, so go Riders.
Good. It's true. This is true. I'm not a betting man.
Now, to step away from football as a whole, because I feel like we've been talking nonstop for like
Yes, and I am going to give you some time to mentally prepare for what comes later. So we're going to talk a bit about the Blue Jays first.
comes what?
I don't want you talking about the NHL just yet.
Oh.
Now, so look, going into the MLB and the Blue Jays, we had a pretty solid start of the last week, and then the kind of just ended in disaster. So we started the week with an 8-1 win against Miami. Jesus Sanchez went 2 for 4, hit a grand slam, and had a double. George Springer went 3 for 4, had an RBI, had a stolen base.
Oh, he's
And
back to his Springer ways.
He's springing around, and Spencer Miles pitched 4 1/3 innings, got the win, only 1 earned run, and 3 strikeouts. Now, the funniest thing about that Sanchez grand slam, and maybe I hope you remember this because it was the funniest thing. We were both watching the game. You were on the couch, I was at my desk. Bases loaded, Sanchez is walking up, and the only thing that said between any of us is me going, you know what? I feel a Sanchez grand slam. 5 seconds later, before on the TV he's even swinging, Miggy falls off the couch because he got the notification on his phone of the grand slam and just stares at me.
The funny part is Chris just looking at me going, "What?"
Why are you looking at me?
And I'm like, just look at the screen. The
First,
minute I say that,
it's swinging. God.
all you hear is, "I called it."
He's Jesus. I'm Jesus. I knew it was gonna happen.
I knew I was a prophet.
I knew it. So that was May 26th. May 27th was a 2-1 win over Miami. A little closer. Okamoto went 1 for 2, had a home run. Vladdy went 2 for 3. Those are the only kind of standouts in that game. It was a tight game, though. May 28th, 2-1 win against Baltimore. Andres Jimenez, he went 1 for 4, had a home run. Corbin, your guy Miggy, he pitched 5 innings, only allowed 1 earned run, and had 4 strikeouts.
He's starting to get more and more performances like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I said that last week or the week before. If it can keep this up, he might still squeeze a start here and there when our bullpen is fully healthy.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely see Corbin as kind of that 4th or 5th guy.
Probably 5th. Because you got to think now.
Well, you've got Gossam Cease.
You got your Savage. Bieber's on his way back. He has a rehab assessment Saturday,
We will get to that.
I think. And so yeah, 5th at least.
Yeah, he's kind of in the discussion with Spencer Miles
Yeah.
a little bit, kind of as that
Spencer
fringe
Miles,
fifth
even
guy.
like Mad Max, if ever anybody needs a break.
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely see him like squeezing in a start here, a start there. If he keeps throwing how he's throwing.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. Now in this game, the starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles was Chris Bassett, an old Blue Jays player. Well, not old. He played for us last year, but I did want to put in his stats for this game because he did play well, and as a previous Blue Jays player, I want to give him a shout out. So he pitched 6 innings, allowed 1 earned run, and had 2 strikeouts. So I'm glad to see him playing and playing well. Now, mind you, we still got the win against him, which is the important part, but I did just want to point out that he played quite well. May 29th, a 6-5 win over the Orioles.
Not only a 6-5 win, we came from behind 5-0.
Yep. It was a big, big comeback. Vladdy went 2 for 4, had a double and 2 RBIs. Varsho also went 2 for 4, had a triple and a double. If he batted a little bit better, may have gone for the cycle. Would have been really funny to watch.
Oh, it was crazy.
So, 4-game win streak. And then the last 2 games of the week happened.
Yeah.
So,
Uno reverse.
yeah, we got Uno reverse. May 30th was a 6-5 loss against Baltimore. Now, this one hurt real bad. So,
Especially with how Savage played.
Yeah. So Vladdy went 4 for 5, had a double, and ran in twice. Trey Savage, who was the starting pitcher for that game, pitched 5 innings, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. The Jays had a 5-1 lead going into the bottom of the 9th. This game was played in Baltimore. And the Orioles proceeded to score 5 runs in the 9th inning to win the game. Jeff Hoffman pitched a third of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and only got 1 strikeout, which is the only reason he got the third of an inning. So, an absolute legendary of a blown save.
Yeah.
That one hurt. May 31st really hurt to watch. It was a 9-5 loss to Baltimore. Pinango, he batted well. He went 2 for 2. He had a 3-run homer, so he had 3 RBIs. Ernie Clement went 2 for 4 and had an RBI. Baltimore was up 9-1 at one point in this game, and the Jays did claw back. They did get 4 runs, and I think it was either the 6th or the 7th inning. So for a moment there, it looked like the Jays might have been able to come back, but giving up 9 runs within the first 5 innings was a tough watch.
Who was the pitcher?
That is a good question. Let me just take a quick look. All right, it was this game. So remember how I said Spencer Miles was kind of on the fringe of our starting pitcher rotation? In 3 innings pitched, he gave up 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, and only had 2 strikeouts to show for it.
Corbin, the spot is yours to lose.
Miles did not have a good game. It goes to show, I mean, he only pitched 3 innings, then it was essentially just a bullpen game the rest of the way. I mean, the Jays put in a guy here that I've never even heard of, Hayden Younger.
There's been a lot of rookies starting this year because we're so injured.
But he came in for relief. He led up the other 3 runs in only an inning of work for himself as well. So I don't know if Baltimore had a vendetta or something to prove, but they really they were really on our case that game.
And I know you hate when I do this. I took a sneak peek a little bit past the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Are we facing Baltimore again?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we are. So our upcoming schedule, June 2nd, which is a day, 3rd and 4th is against Atlanta. And then we are going into a 3-game series against Baltimore after just having a 4-game series against them.
And then we're against Philly.
Yeah, we're playing Baltimore June 5th, 6th, and 7th, but that will be at home this time instead of there. And then June 8th, 9th, and 10th is against Philly at home as well.
So we're playing top teams.
Yes.
Back to back.
We are in a very tough part of the schedule.
Just
right
out
now.
of curiosity, I know we're going to mention it next episode, but what's the next series? Let's open up the app real quick and check, because I'm not really happy right now.
We were so close to getting 500. We were a game below 500. We were on the verge of going on a 5-game win streak, and we lose last night to Baltimore. I think we lost tonight to Atlanta too. By
Let's
one
see.
run. We'll
Oh, okay, bud. Yeah, I'm not liking June. Atlanta, Baltimore, Philly, Yankees, Boston. Okay, get a little
I'll
break.
take it. I'll take it.
Chicago, Houston, Texan, Mets. Oh, Mets.
I mean-
Actually, Mets are heating up, so
Well, they've got a month to cool off.
yeah.
Chicago's also kind of middling around the middle. So.
But then we get Mets, Seattle, San Francisco.
I mean, I'd rather it be more balanced than that instead of us going, hey, we're close to being on the positive and having to go into, was it 5 top teams in a row? And all that to say that the Jays' struggles continue. Now, when I was writing the notes for this earlier today, and I told Miggy, hey, Miggy, I'm done with the MLB notes. Did you want to take a quick look? And he goes, yeah, sure, Chris, I'll take a look. And he opens up the notes and he's looking through the scores and whatnot. And I go, oh, yeah, something I want to talk about today is the Jays' injury list. And he goes, oh, I don't see it. Where is it? Oh, just scroll down. It's its own page. We, almost without exaggeration, have a whole team on the injury list right now. And I'm going to try to not spend too much time on this because there's a lot, but I'm going to read these off. So, Tyler Rogers was on the injury list for a sore foot. The x-rays came back negative.
Okay.
And initially his return date was to be determined. However, he was seen warming up in the bullpen later in today's game.
So it might be sooner. And that's our submariner, right?
Yes, that's the submarine pitcher. So I assume he's back, quote unquote, but it might still be a nagging injury. Max Scherzer, he's on the 15-day IL. It's for right forearm tendonitis and left ankle inflammation. He had a solid rehab start on May 30th. He's got another rehab start coming up on June 5th, which is this Friday. He's expected to return within the next few weeks, so early to mid-June. Joe Mantiply, he's also on the 15-day IL. He's a left-handed pitcher. Left knee inflammation. He is to undergo a scope surgical procedure. The injury is presumably not season ending. That is all the injury report says. There is no timeline. There is no actual report on the extent of the injury. Just
it's there.
Just that it's there, and it's hopefully not season ending.
Okay.
Dylan Cease, right-handed pitcher, 15-day IL.
It seems wrong to say Dylan Cease without the damn mustache.
Oh yeah, if anybody out there has seen shaved Dylan Cease, like we have, I'm sorry, genuinely, he looks like a baby. So he's out with a mild left hamstring strain. He has a rehab start June 4th. His return is still to be determined.
He'll probably coincide with his rehab.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. That'll be on Thursday when this episode drops. Yimi Garcia, right-handed pitcher. He's on the 60-day IL. He's still rehabbing from right elbow surgery. He is due for bullpen practice on June 3rd, though. So they're hopeful that he'll return early to mid-June. Alejandro Kirk, 60-day IL, left thumb fracture.
Back, man.
He is on rehab assignment starting June 3rd as a designated hitter. So they're going to get him swinging in games.
We might have to deal with Kirk being a DH for a while before going back. I'm not too upset with it because Valenzuela's doing all right.
Yeah.
And Heineman is also doing pretty good.
Now, our catcher position is okay.
But Kirk.
But yeah. But Kirk.
It's like the Verse versus Garrett.
Yeah. My big thing is that, like, yeah, we could have him as the designated hitter, but then what do you do with Springer?
What do you do with Vladdy? Because he's designated hitter sometimes.
Yeah. So, but he started, like I said, rehab assignment starting June 3rd just as a hitter. They're hopeful that he comes back in the next couple weeks, actually, sort of early to mid-June. Tommy Nance, right-hand pitcher. He's on the 15-day IL, right forearm discomfort. He had bullpen May 29th. So a potential early June return.
So in the following days or week.
Yes,
Okay.
this next week is big for rehab games and potential returns. Addison Barger, 10-day IL, right elbow inflammation. He's been hitting and throwing in Dunedin. They're hopeful that he'll be back early to mid-June. So this month is big for injury returns.
So like it could be like literally everybody's like, the Jays are struggling this year, and then July hits. God.
Everybody's back. Lenine Sosa, one of our infielders, 10-day IL, right wrist contusion. He has began his hitting progression in Dunedin. His return is still to be determined. Lazaro Estrada, 60-day IL, right shoulder impingement. He is continuing his recovery. His return is to be determined. Shane Bieber, which is probably the biggest name on this list, mostly just because we haven't been able to see him at all this year, and we're just waiting for him to come back. 60-day IL, right elbow inflammation. He's set to throw bullpen June 3rd with a rehab start sometime after the bullpen. They'll determine when they want him to start that rehab based on the bullpen tomorrow. And they're hopeful for a late June return. Jose Barrios, another pitcher, 60-day IL, right elbow stress fracture. He had Tommy John surgery May 20th. He'll be in recovery for 12 to 18 months.
So we might not even have him till the mid next year.
Yeah. Ricky Tiedemann, who, if you don't know who that is, I don't blame you. That is one of the Jays' prospects from this past draft.
Catcher, right?
Yes. He was diagnosed with left elbow soreness and that he was just out long term. Now, mind you, the last update on his injury progress was on April 20th. So we haven't heard anything about his injury situation in months, other than he was sent down to one of the minor levels. Cody Ponce. We've said it before. I'm just going to say it again anyways. He's on the 60-day IL due to a right ACL sprain.
He is.
Yeah. He underwent surgery. He's most likely out for the rest of the year. I honestly, even if he could come back, I highly doubt the Jays are going to be in a situation where they need him to come back. Yeah. Anthony Santander, 60-day IL, left shoulder labral surgery, potentially season ending. They have stated that they will come forward with a clear timeline June-ish. So sometime this month, we should get an update on that. Bowden Francis, 60-day IL, right UCL reconstruction surgery. He is set to return in 2027.
I know, like, you're listing all these injuries, and, like, a lot of them are coming back, but a lot of them are not coming back.
No. There are millions worth of salary just sitting on the IL because guys are out for the year until next year.
Last one was back tonight.
The last one I have on the list is Jesus Sanchez. He was technically out with a right wrist bruise. He was listed as day-to-day, but he did play in today's game. So he's back.
There's a win.
That's the injury list.
Yeah. 17.
17 players. And most of them pitchers.
Yeah.
Which really, it doesn't feel good because our pitching isn't bad. It's actually really good, especially on sort of like our starting pitcher side and our closer side. But our bullpen as a whole is good-ish, but could be so much better.
Yeah. Indeed.
Now, I told you I'd give you a break. Do you want to talk about the NHL now, or do you need a little bit more time?
I think we should keep it to the end.
You want to keep it to the end? Okay, we'll do the NBA first. So the only games that were played this last week were games 5, 6, and game 7 of the OKC San Antonio Western Conference Final Series. They went into game 5 tied at 2-2. Game 5 was played May 26th. OKC won 127-114. SGA had a solid game, 32 points and 9 assists.
How many free throws?
I think it was 12. It was either 12 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Caruso had 22 points. Stephen Castle, 24 points and 3 steals for the Spurs. Wemby had 20 points and 3 blocks. Julian Champagny had 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals.
Solid.
Solid. Going into Game 6, OKC was up 3-2. Going into Game 6, played on May 28th. San Antonio wins 118-91. OKC did not come to play this game. Wembanyama had 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Dylan Harper, the rookie, had 18 points. Stephon Castle had 17 points and 9 assists. OKC's highest scorer this game was SGA with 15 points. San Antonio shut them down. OKC only shot 37% from the field and 25% from 3.
That is like awful.
And the Spurs led the whole game.
Like not even one score change?
No. Not a single score change. The only quote-unquote tie was 0-0. San Antonio scored first and kept that lead ever since.
Pedal to the metal.
And San Antonio kept that momentum going into Game 7. Game 7 was played May 30th. San Antonio wins the series with a 111-103 Game 7 victory.
Woo!
Wembanyama put up 22 points and 7 rebounds. Julian Champagny, 20 points, and he was 6 for 10 from 3. SGA, however, did put up a fight. He had 35 points, 9 assists, and he shot 57% from the field, 40% from 3, and 82% from the free-throw line. I think he went something like 12 for 21 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, and is 9 of 11 from the free-throw line. So a genuinely good and admirable performance from SGA. And I hate that I have to almost preface the performance with that because it should just be a good one. But based on everything that happened, there's kind of a stigma around right now. Now, the big thing about Game 7 was Chet Holmgren, who was supposed to be OKC's second best player, put up 4 points and only took 2 shots.
Oh, yeah.
There is a long-standing and ongoing kind of rivalry between Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. These two guys have been playing against each other since like the U18 international days. And Wembanyama shut him down entirely, especially in this Game 7. So the Spurs are going to go on to the NBA Finals to meet up with the New York Knicks. The NBA Finals start tomorrow, June 3rd, and will go on at the longest until June 19th. That is when Game 7 would be played if we go on to that. Now, some key matchups in this San Antonio versus New York series that I want to point out. Karl Anthony Towns versus Victor Wembanyama is going to be very interesting to watch. Those are your kind of starting big men, and those two are going to guard each other a lot throughout the series. And both of them are very talented offensive players. Jalen Brunson versus Stephon Castle is another one. Both of them kind of filled the same role for Cat Wemby as their running mates. Now, on one end, Brunson is more of the main scorer. Castle is kind of the guy who gives Wembanyama all of the opportunities that he needs. So those two duos will be very interesting to watch and how they counter each other going throughout the series. Now, some supporting cast players that I will just name as players to watch during this series. For the Knicks is OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson. I do want to point out why Mitchell Robinson is going to be important is because Karl Anthony Towns has a tendency to foul often and a lot. So Mitchell Robinson gets more minutes than he realistically should as a backup center. But Mitchell Robinson is also likely going to be put in a lot to defend Wemby. And almost just to do that. Kind of like Rudy Gobert was for Minnesota, where he wasn't expected to score. He was just expected to slow Wemby down. That's kind of what Mitchell Robinson's role is going to be.
Okay.
Now for the Spurs, some key supporting cast is going to be De'Aaron Fox, because he came back from injury. So he'll be running the show a little bit more with the ball. Julian Champagny has been shooting lights out. And then the rookie Dylan Harper. Now, the last thing I want to go over about the NBA is that recently there was a draft lottery reform. And funny enough, the voting, I guess you could call it. So when this draft reform was proposed to all 30 teams, every team was given a vote on if they wanted to go through with it. The voting tallied at 29 were for this, and 1 was against it.
Thunder.
Nope. the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies were not for this, mostly because they were the team that had just traded away almost all of their assets for draft picks.
Okay.
So the new draft lottery has been titled the 3-2-1 lottery, and its main purpose is to basically be anti-tanking. And here's how it works. So it used to be that the only teams that were involved in the draft lottery were the 14 teams that didn't make the playoffs. Just at all. Now that has been changed to the 14 teams that didn't make the playoffs and the 8th seed, quote unquote, in each conference.
So the loser of the play-ins.
Yes, the loser of the 7-8 play. So it's now 16 teams that take part in the draft lottery. Each team is given either 1, 2, or 3 lottery balls. That's why this is called sort of the 3-2-1 lottery. The 3 teams with the worst record in the league, regardless of conference, are only given 2 of these draft lottery balls and are designated as draft relegated teams. Now, I'll get back to that later. The 9th and 10th seeds in each conference, so the 9th and 10th seeds at the end of the regular season, are also given 2 balls. The loser of the 7 versus 8 play-in game in each conference is given 1. Every other team is given 3. So basically, see if you're seed 11 through 15 and not one of the bottom 3 teams in the league, you get 3 lottery balls.
Meanwhile, everybody else gets 4.
No, 2 or 1. Each team that's taking part in the lottery is basically look at it this way. Every team is given 3 balls to start with. If you are one of the bottom 3 teams in the league, you lose one of those balls. If you are either the 9th or 10th seed in your conference, you lose one of those balls. If you are the loser of the 7-8 play-in game, you lose 2 of those balls. Everybody else keeps 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, along with these new rules, so the draft relegated team, so there's 3 teams at the very bottom. So they're kind of kicked in the ass here because, you're the worst teams in the league, but you don't get the 3, the 3 lottery balls for a potential first pick. The only saving grace is that if you're one of those 3 teams, you cannot pick outside of the top 12. While as all of the other teams can, can pick up to the 16th spot.
Okay.
So kind of a saving grace, but still sucks because as those bottom feeding teams, you're looking for that first overall pick. A team's pick cannot be the number 1 overall pick in back-to-back drafts. Now, mind you, that is their own pick. So, for example, the Spurs had the first overall pick 2 years ago, and that was their own pick. Their own pick cannot be the first overall pick for the next year.
But if Miami Heat is the first pick,
right, and
the
they
Spurs
trade for it,
yeah,
right, then they'll get. So a team can pick first overall in back-to-back to whatever. It's just that their own draft pick cannot be that first overall pick in back-to-back. Now, another rule is that a team's pick cannot be a top 5 pick in 3 consecutive drafts. This draft reform is overall kind of complicated, I'm going to be honest.
kind of intense.
It's pretty intense too. And it's all just to try and make it so the teams don't intentionally tank. Which, it punishes the worst teams, but then kind of implements a rule of it's okay, it's not all lost. You could still pick top 12. So we'll have to see how it goes going forward, but that is being implemented effective immediately.
Okay.
So for this upcoming draft, this is kind of the reason why the Memphis Grizzlies were against it, is because they had traded so many players away for draft picks and whatnot, and they're also had one of the worst records. So they were like, our pick will have a chance at the number 1 overall pick. A bunch of these picks that we got from other teams will have a chance now, and now this reform is kind of your odds are now worse, even though you're the worst team in the league.
I can see the frustration in that.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how that goes. But with that being said, that's all I have for the NBA right now. We'll have more when the finals start tomorrow. Miggy, unfortunately for you,
We got more, buddy. We still have soccer, we still have MLR, and we still have the CBL.
do you really want to keep holding off the pain?
No.
No? Alright.
The Stanley Cup final stage is set. Montreal, other than a couple of players, did not show up. The key player that did show up every game was Jakub Dobiš. If anybody says anything wrong about my boy, I'm hitting him with the stop sign.
Specifically the stop sign.
Yeah. So game 2 and 3 were winnable. It was overtime. Okay. 4 and 5. Youch. I'm not gonna stay on it too long. Stanley Cup Finals here. Vegas versus Carolina. I got some interesting stats here. Vegas is 12 and 4 in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Carolina is 12 and 1. I'm just proud that Montreal was the one.
Montreal's that one.
Marner going for a cup, or will Carolina finally figure out how to win a cup since 2006? Now, fun stat about Carolina. In the 100 career playoff games that Carolina has had, their coach, Rob Brindamore, has been part of 98 wins of 100 wins.
Damn.
39 as a player, 59 as a coach.
Homegrown.
Yeah. So he's basically been there for all of it.
For all of the success, if you want to
Yeah.
call it.
First game is tonight. I haven't really checked. I'm not going to check. Next game is on Thursday when this episode drops. And then it will shift over to Vegas. Now, here's the issue I have with the... I used to be okay because I know you're big 1 against 16, 2 against... Or 1, 8, 2, 7.
Oh, yeah, for like
Yeah.
playoff structure.
And I was like, whatever. But now that Vegas is in, I got an issue, and here's why. There are 6 teams that have more wins than Vegas does in the regular season and didn't make it to the playoffs.
Yep.
And now Vegas is in the Stanley Cup final.
Uh-huh.
So I can understand your frustration
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Vegas, regular season-wise, should not have even touched the playoffs.
Yeah. I have to agree with you. Now, Vegas has 57 goals in 16 playoff games. I counted these, by the way, just because I didn't trust the AI.
Mhm.
And I was right, too, because the AI said 55, and it was 57. Which is a 3.6 goal for average per game. Carolina has 42 and 13, which is a 3.2 goals for a game average. So high-scoring games, probably.
Yeah.
Vegas is going to have to watch out for Carolina's second line because the first line has been knocked up sleeping with NyQuil. So they're going to have to watch out for Blake, Hall, and Stankoven. And he's been stanky. Like, real bad. He's had the mitts, he's had the shots, he's had the passes. The one thing Carolina will have to do, but will have to do it smartly so that they don't leave the door open for Stone, Barbashev, and Eichel, and Wild Bill, is limit Marner's puck possession. He has been the forefront of this Vegas assault. He leads the playoffs in points. They need to limit his puck possession or at least his space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm expecting this series to average like 7 to 9 goals a game.
I wouldn't be shocked.
It's gonna be intense. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a double-digit game goal. Now that we got the painful part out of the way, I'm not gonna go into numbers as Chris did because I'm gonna start crying.
I can see a tear rolling down his face.
Zach Werenski won Norris, which would be the first Norris winner in Blue Jacket history. Now, for everybody who said, "Oh, Ramsdale got snubbed," he should have won the playoffs. Anyways, the only issue I have with this Norris ranking,
Mm-hmm.
how did a 78 points plus 36 defenseman and 6th in voting?
That's a very good question.
Lane Hudson finished 6th in voting.
It's called the Canadian tax.
Yeah.
And I wish that weren't a real thing. But unfortunately, with American dominated and American sort of owned leagues like this, and when I mean dominated, I mean
But
more
Bouchard was
American
third.
teams. It's because he plays for Montreal. That's the thing. That's the thing. And voters are biased as much as they shouldn't be. So they see, oh, he played for a Canadian team? I don't want him to win.
I have no issues with Werenski winning the Norris, though. He's a good defenseman. He puts out numbers. He helps his team. Norris is the most valuable defenseman to the team.
Mm.
He was very valuable to Columbus. Now, you got a new head coach.
I did. I'm very happy about
Your
it.
head coach, your GM, and your hockey of operations are all old Vancouver people. The last time that happened is when one person was all of that.
Yeah.
Manny
Malhotra.
Malhotra is your new head coach. When I said that, you automatically knew who it was, or you at least have heard of him. Joe Sakic is now the new GM of Colorado, and Jared Bednar remains as head coach. Now, here's where I had an issue with Jared Bednar. I don't know why his job was ever in jeopardy. Like, I understand getting swept in the 4th round by Vegas.
Yeah.
The 3rd round by Vegas. Like, okay, you might get pissed off because you just destroyed everybody, but, like, you just destroyed everybody.
Right?
Yeah. So, and then Nashville finally found a replacement as a GM and president of hockey operation. It was a year-long thing this year. They wanted to take their time. If I'm not mistaken, I think the old GM of Nashville is Barry Trotz.
Not something I keep track of, really. So you're plucking that air here, man, if you're asking me.
But they have finally found a new hire and for GM and as well as the president of hockey operation, which is Chris McFarland.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that piece will help him find a little bit of momentum because Nashville has the players. You have Stamkos, you got Yossi, you got Saros, you got Marchessault, you got O'Reilly. You got the players. It just hasn't clicked. And you got Forsberg, of all people that I missed. Yeah. So we're gonna go real quick on a Montreal Canadiens run.
Oh, we got a crash out? We got a rant here?
No, I got an appreciation. At the beginning of the year, I did not think Montreal was gonna go into the conference final. Now, not only did we go to the conference final, we have played a total of 19 games.
19 playoff games.
Which some teams have won the cup with 19 games. And Hurricanes are on pace for that. Well, we're on pace for that.
The Canes would have needed to win.
They would need
to win. They would need to. So they're 13 games going into the finals. So if they were to win the series in either 4 or 5 games, Montreal would have played more games.
Yeah. We had a very hard battle against Tampa. We had a very hard battle against Buffalo. There's games that we won that we shouldn't have won.
Really?
Yeah. So we made it a lot further than I thought we were. Was I happy and being a good fan about it? I feel like I was. Was I being loud? Hell yeah. Now here's what I see for the future. One, Brendan Gallagher's out. He's retiring. That hurts, but he's been there for a while. His body, I just don't think his body can take it anymore with how often he's just in front of the net getting hacked at.
Yeah.
We have Zarovsky from the KHL that's coming, which is the rookie of the year over there, which last year was Demidov. So Montreal has the two last rookie of the years of the KHL. So he'll probably be playing next year with us. Dobesh is insane. I hope that he keeps it up next year, and he doesn't seem to have any signs of slowing down.
He's a rookie. I would hope he's not slowing down.
Yeah. I'd get rid of Monty. I love Monty. He was good last year. This year, he kind of had it rough. So I'd give him a shot in the beginning of the year to see if he acts up to the role. But stop sign Dobish is not.
Here's my thing. I feel like you give Monty some preseason games.
Yeah.
If he doesn't show up from there, then you stick with Dobish and Fowler.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to be cutthroat about it.
And here's the other thing. I like the fact that you mentioned cutthroat because Montreal's gonna have to be so cutthroat this off season, and we might see people like Dak and Kapanen and Gooley leave so that we can get even bigger pieces, even Jack Guy. And I love me my sheriff.
Oh yeah.
Like,
if you want to win, you have to give up the pieces that you don't want to for better pieces. That's always the case.
So there's rumors. Now, for all you people over there that have read the post of if McDavid was to leave, Montreal is on his very short list. As well as it might be true, it ain't happening in the next year or two. So let's chill a little bit here. Like, that's Chris. I am one of the most hardcore Canadian fans. Let's take a chill pill.
Your bias shows through quite often.
Yeah, let's take a chill pill here. Like, let's be realistic. People that we're able to get are people like Robert Thomas, Matthew Nyes, Nico Hischier, even Victor Eklund from the Sharks. These are players that we're able to get better. I would even get Dougie Hamilton. And he's on the older side, yes, but he'd help maybe take a load off of Matheson on mentoring the younger defensemen. And for people who are talking crap about Matheson, he switched his role. He went from an offensive defenseman to a more lockdown defenseman, and it has helped us a lot. Yes, he takes some stupid penalties sometimes, but who doesn't? Chris, by the way, I'm the French guy. I'm supposed to be looking like the frog, not you.
I'm just trying to make sure that me passing gas doesn't get picked up by the mic. Oh, wait. Well.
So, I think this was a very successful season for the Montreal, even getting knocked out in the conference.
The Canucks can only go up from where they were at last season. Next year will be successful no matter what.
181. 183.
We have new management, new coaching.
The Canucks are like, how can we win? Be more Canuck.
Literally, just like bring in the loyal guys who are going to make the right choices, or hopefully the right choices. I need all the Pedersons to play better. I need Demko to stop getting injured.
Talking about Demko. For a for a third round pick, if we hold half his salary, would you take Monty?
Skill-wise, no, but availability and consistency, yes. Funny enough. That's the thing. I just need this Canucks team to be healthy enough to play in games. And I need our young guys to actually improve and at least develop on their potential a little bit more.
I am telling you right now, I can in the following weeks, if I really wanted to, I can make a list of every single team and which player I think would have a breakout season. But I'm telling you with certainty, with the way I saw him play in the playoffs, with the way I saw him play in the season, and the way that I fangirled over him during the whole season, and I can probably not even say his name, and you would know exactly who I'm talking about. And just humor me. Who do you think I'm talking about here?
Oh man, it's gotta be Demi Dove.
Yes. Next year, I've been telling my brother this for the last 2 months. Put him on the first line.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And this is the part he doesn't like. Put him on the first line. Keep Slavkovsky on the first line. And go get yourself a first line center and put Suzuki and Caulfield second line. Now, hear me out. I understand you just got 100 points and you just got a 50 goal scores. I've been telling my dad for the last 3 years, and I can call him up right now and put him on the speaker, and he'll agree to it. We will win a cup when Suzuki is our second line center.
Here's the thing. He plays more like a second line center. Your first line is supposed to be sort of like pure skill offense, like very little of the nitty gritty stuff, right? You put them in there for 30 seconds of offensive zone time, and you take them off, and you keep doing that. Suzuki does more than just that. So you have to put him on a more versatile line. So I agree.
His IQ is disgusting.
Yeah, and that's why you put him on something like a second line, where the expectation is that he does all of this. Because in hockey, like in some sports, you are rewarded for versatility and doing more than you're asked for. In hockey, that is not the case. If you're the fourth line, you go in there to be a fourth line and crush the other team's first line. And if you happen to get a goal or something out of it, that's great. But the expectation is that you don't. Right? If you're a first line, your expectation is to go score a goal. Suzuki, while he can do that, and while he can get the points, he is too much of an can do it all guy.
He's a 200 feet player.
Yes, which is not the expectation of a first line center.
And he's starting to remind me, and he hasn't played this year, so I don't know how into hockey you've been. Yeah. I know you've been getting more and more since you've been hanging out with me. Sorry.
Says sorry like it's a bad thing.
Yeah. He reminds me of Alexander Barkov.
Mm-hmm.
He has the same play style.
Yeah.
And the only thing is Barkov has Matthew Tkachuk and Carter Verhaeghe, which is Matthew Tkachuk and I can hate Tkachuk as much as you want, but he gets points.
Yeah, he's still a good player.
Verhaeghe has a snipe and a half. Like,
I love Suzuki. I really do, but and it feels so weird saying versatility in almost a negative light, because it's not. If you can do everything, that's great.
Yeah.
It's just that put him on a line where he's expected to do that, as opposed to hey, you're on the first line. You can we know that you can score goals and get points, but that's not your main thing. But
I put him at the second. And if ever they do like Caulfield, whatever center they can get, Slavkovsky, and then put Zarakowski, Suzuki, and Demi Dove. My brother brought up the point of well, I don't want to split up Caulfield and Suzuki. I'm like, okay, but look at McDavid and Draisaitl, McKinnon and Crosby, Rantanen and McKinnon when Rantanen. Split them up on line 1 and 2. That way you're not so top heavy.
Yeah, you're not overloading.
But then put them together on the power play.
Yeah.
Where you're supposed to be top heavy.
Yeah. Oh no, I much prefer that.
And that's how Crosby won 3 cups. That's how Avalanche won a cup. Yes.
Yeah, they won in 22.
That's how McDavid and Draisaitl are trying to win a cup.
I mean, they tried twice.
And it's a method that I find works a lot better
Mhm.
because then you're a more versatile team.
Yeah.
So
Now, I feel like we've gone off on our four main North American sports a lot.
yeah.
And as much as I do love talking, I can feel myself drying up a little bit. So, I want to propose an idea.
Okay.
As much as I respect the rest of the North American sports we have, I feel like we go rapid fire here.
Rapid
I
fire.
feel like we get through this. We give them the numbers.
I got a counter offer. I'm okay with the rapid fire, but my mouth dry as hell.
Do you need a break?
I think we take a break. Jay can give them maybe a little fun sports fact while we go sip on something, and then
All right. Well, for the first time in weeks, we'll give you all a short break. And after our first break in weeks, we're back.
Yeah, and the fun sports fact: Jordan is in the shitter for the FIFA group stage.
Yeah. Speaking of FIFA and soccer,
all right, Jay, you want to give them a summary of the MLS?
Jack off.
There's no matches until July 16th due to the FIFA, so the regular season kind of on the hold due to the fact that the FIFA is going to need basically every field that they can get their hands on.
As well as the amount of people that are going to be coming in.
Yeah.
MLS be doing the safety dance while they just wait.
I don't know how TSA is going to feel about the amount of tourism that US is about to get.
Oh, they're going to be putting ice in every freaking
Yeah,
stadium.
I don't know, man. They're gonna kick out like 80% of the fans and then just start losing money. And anyways,
The Canadian Premier League, or the CPL, had its typical 4 matches.
4 matches for the week.
Yeah. So Quebec against Toronto.
Yep.
Toronto was clumsy, and I don't really write clumsy a lot, but I decided to actually watch the highlight of this game.
It was bad.
It was clumsy. Like, they had possession for most of the game. It was clumsy. 3 goals. You ready for this?
uh-huh.
They're not nitty-gritty goals here. First goal was 10 feet out of the box.
Okay.
Like, you know what a
Yeah,
soccer...
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Second goal was a sharp angle shot that hit the crossbar. When I say sharp angle, almost goal line.
Okay, so hooked it in and just hit crossbar. Okay.
Yeah. The third, the guy was getting pushed down and kicked the ball in. So basically, that would be me having the ball, dribbling, you basically almost tackling me, and me last second kicking it into the net.
This feels more like a case of, oh, I see you dribbling to my net. Here, let me give you a hand. Whoosh.
3, like, very different goals.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Quebec takes it 3-1, which puts them back in the winning column.
Yep.
Halifax versus Vancouver. Halifax gets their first home game win.
Where did that go?
Yeah, Vancouver proceeds to lose again.
Of course.
Okay, so Ottawa. Pacific has not won so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Kurt, you're gonna hate this.
Of course I am. Of course I am.
And you know, I showed this to Jay, and he agrees that you're gonna hate this.
Because I hate this as well.
Pacific scored in the 13th minute,
Mm-hmm.
and at one point was up 2-0.
Okay.
Because their second goal was at the 58-minute mark.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, teams have come back from
Ottawa scores in the 74th, I think, minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bringing it to a 2-1.
Yeah, I mean that still gives them 16 minutes.
Yeah, and then they get...
Sorry, no. It gives them 16 minutes to score again.
Then they got a penalty kick to tie it up. At the 90th plus 11th minute.
They had 16 minutes to tie it up, not 27.
Told you he was going to react this
What do
way.
you mean? There was 11 minutes of stoppage time.
I don't think there was actually 11 minutes
I
of.
think it was 13.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we napping on the field?
So actually, me and Jay wanted to do a segment on this, and then there was no MLS. So we had to wait till the CPL segment, which is now. So while I checked to make sure how much stoppage time that Ottawa did have to come back, he can explain how stoppage time works.
So the way that stoppage time works is it's 30 seconds for every substitute.
Okay, sure.
So if you have the maximum amount of substitutions, which is 3 each side, so 6 substitutions,
It's 3 minutes.
it's 3 minutes.
You know, sure,
Right.
whatever. Because they don't. They don't stop the clock when players are coming in. Sure, whatever. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes there, right? And then they calculate. So whenever there is a foul and somebody's on the floor,
Yeah, when they stop play.
when they've stopped play, the amount of time it takes for the medic to come out, check them, and then get them off the field or clear them for play, that gets counted
Okay.
into the stoppage time.
Okay. Cool. So how do they keep track of how long the medic's out there?
A stopwatch by the referee.
So you're telling me that they use a stopwatch used by a human to keep track of the time they have to add because they can't stop their regular time.
I know how this sounds, but they want to do that because football is much larger than people think. And they would have to implement this at all levels,
Says who?
says every youth scout ever.
They don't like it.
They cannot ensure that clock stopping happens accurately and regularly at youth level.
Since when has youth sports been accurate?
They want it to be.
Since when has youth sports been accurate? It doesn't matter what sports it is.
Football across the world wants the clock to stay the same, no matter what, which is why stoppage time exists.
So they're preppy. Never mind. Yeah. Hey, you said soccer.
I said football.
You said.
I said football.
So after checking, I was right. It was 90 plus 13 minutes that the game started.
13 minutes of stuff. Okay,
Now-
genuinely, were they just taking naps on the field?
Well, there was 3 yellow cards and a red that was given out as well.
So arguing about that is also
Okay,
considered
so
stoppage
the
time.
13 minutes was just after 90 minutes.
Yeah.
How much stoppage time was there in the first half?
5.
So we had 18 minutes
Of extra play.
of the ref going, "Oh, we stopped playing. Oh, we're playing again."
Now, keep in mind, I don't think in the European circle of football, you're allowed to go over 10 minutes in stoppage time.
Yeah, that's already insane as is.
Exactly, which they understand. So they're like, okay, it's up to 10 minutes. After that, it is either extra time or nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got to 13 minutes in MLS or CPL. I don't know how it got to 13 minutes.
That's. I mean, I guess it's good for the fans. They get more soccer out of their money.
Anyways, to the last game, and this game was.
Yeah, that's gonna annoy me for the next week.
I know, I mentioned it to him. He's like, yeah, we're about to see red.
The bottom seeded team has a chance to win their first game, and they're ahead at 90 plus 10. And you think, oh yeah, we should have won already. No.
Forwards versus Cavaliers. They have been the top 2 teams so far this year by a 5 and 7 point margin. Forge winning against the Cavs made them reclaim the first place
Yeah.
over the Cavs. So those two are fighting neck and neck, pretty rough to get that first spot. Standing shows are Forge, Cavaliers, Inter Toronto, Atletico Ottawa, Super de Quebec, HFX Wanderers, Vancouver FC, and Pacific. Vancouver not being last, hey, that's a step up for you.
Like I said, improvement.
Now
It's
next
success.
week games are Vancouver versus Ottawa, Calgary versus the Wanderers, Quebec versus Pacific, which is June 6th. June 7th is Toronto versus Forge, and June 9th is Ottawa versus Quebec. And you want to take it away with some stats there, Jay?
Sure. Let's butcher some names.
Yeah.
You're the diversity hire. You're not supposed to butcher the names, Jay.
Well, I'll try not to, but I am not good with Russian names. Okay. First place in goals scored, Tobias Warshevsky. Second, Isaiah Johnston with. Okay, what the hell are these numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4 are tied at 4 goals scored.
So we have 4 people in first place.
We have 4 people in first place. Tomas Skublak and Julian Altobelli. These 4 with 4 goals scored in first place. Technically in second, but also technically in fifth. Brian Wright with third.
With 3 goals.
With 3 goals, yeah.
Now, I just want to say the first one of these, and then you can say the next 4, just so
Okay.
that Chris can go what, because he's a big goalie guy. Clean sheets. Dimitri Berto from Forge has 5 clean sheets in 7 games.
Here's my thing about soccer is that as much as I like to joke that it's like, oh, it's such a big goal, why can't we score more? It's supposed to be a low-scoring sport. You're supposed to have more clean sheets than not. Realistically, the 5 and 7 should be expected.
Second place is Nathan Ingram with 4 and 7.
Also to be expected.
Third place is Diego Urtiaga with 2 and 7. Fourth place is Marco Caducci, 2 out of 7. Fifth place is Garrison Innocent, not so innocent, 1 out of 7.
Ah, yes.
The Pacific goalie.
Yes.
Swiss cheese of a goalie, my guy.
Yeah. Put the guy named Innocent in net. Because, oh, look, they're shooting at Innocent. Yeah, that rings a good bell.
Now to wrap that up and go into the Northern Super League, which is the women league. Results are in for the 3 games that they had. Halifax got beat by Ottawa 2-1 on Friday. Saturday, May 30th, Montreal lost against Vancouver. That's about the only win Chris has had against me since Seattle. Sunday, May 31st, Toronto won 4-0 against Calgary. Calgary shot the ball twice.
Shot or shot on target?
Shot.
Okay.
Possession was 51-49 Toronto. Rowe opened the scoring up in the 12th minute, and Toronto scored 3 in the second half.
Nice.
So in the first, Calgary fans had a little bit of
Well done, Calgary. You nearly had equal possession, and you managed a sneeze in the general direction of the Toronto goalie.
Now,
Easiest clean sheet of her life.
here's the standings, and your Vancouvers are weird.
Of course they are. It's Vancouver.
Montreal has 13 points. Ottawa has 12. Vancouver has 9 points. We will circle back to Vancouver. Toronto has 7. Halifax has 7. Calgary has 1. No games until June 13, as Week 7 is a league-wide bye week. Vancouver has 9 goals for. 15 against.
When they lose bad. But hey, they win the close ones.
You are top 3.
With a negative goal
With
difference.
a negative 6 goal difference.
Mind you, 3 games ago, they had 0 points.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
And
as can
look,
be shown from last week's game, it was a 1-goal game that they won, so they win the close ones.
also for scheduling for the Northern Super League, I do not think you should be conflicting with, FIFA.
It'll be fine. Maybe. Probably not.
No, they keep going.
Viewership is not gonna look good, I swear to God.
No, but I think they play on college fields, so they won't be used as much.
They won't be used as much, it's just that viewership is just not.
Well, yeah, all eyes are going to be in FIFA, but I mean, hey.
It's still a early league though. So
Yeah, like their viewership is on the rise. Like,
people
it's so
might
low.
go watch it just in between games too. We will have to see. Now the National Women's Soccer League. Holy, that rolls off the tongue.
Mhm.
Results came in again. Wild Wild West. Anyways,
Just give me the scores.
May 29th, Orlando beats Bay 3-1. Louisville loses to Denver 1-0. Saturday, May 30th, Kansas City beats Boston 1-0. Portland and Utah tie at 2. Washington versus Seattle 2-1. Sunday, May 31st, Chicago loses to San Diego 2-0. Gotham FC wins 1-0 against Houston, and LA loses to North Carolina 2-1.
Nice, Gotham won. Batman doesn't have to do any of his vigilanteing.
No games until July 3rd, most likely linked to the FIFA, because they're going to need all the fields, as well as they also do it to avoid players playing in extreme heat due to the fact that a lot of these games are in the lower half of the states.
Southern, yeah.
Yeah. So here are the standings. San Diego on top with 25 points. Utah and Portland are tied at second at 24. In fourth place, it's a three-way tie between Washington, Gotham FC, and Kansas with 21 points. North Carolina has 18, Orlando at 17, Denver at 15, Seattle and Houston are tied at 14 points. LA is by its lonesome at 13. The Bay is at 11 points. Boston and Chicago are at 9, and Louisville are at 7. But how is Louisville at -5 at the last position and Chicago at -19 at 15?
So you're telling me Chicago has more standings points, but their goal differential is 14 goals worse?
Yep. Their net is Swiss cheese.
Yeah. They win the close ones, but just lose real bad, I guess.
Now, we did not have MLS this past week, but I do believe we had some MLR.
That we did. The MLR does not stop for FIFA. Good reason. Now, there are some scores from this past week. We had our 3 games. I'm going to leave the most interesting score for last because, Miggy, I think you'll have fun with this one. So we had games on May 30th and May 31st. On May 31st, I'm going backwards here, Anthem RC lost 55-26 to California Legion. Bit of a blowout. Seattle Seawolves beat New England Free Jacks 36-28.
New England just can't get a win, eh?
No. Now, here's a bottom-feeding team that nearly got a win. The Chicago Hounds beat Old Glory DC, which is to be expected. The score was 33-32.
Chicago in a tight game?
Old Glory decided to show up and just be like, I'm gonna make you sweat.
Not only that. Old Glory is 5th out of 6 teams in the standings right now.
They're at a negative 66 point differential.
Chicago may be undefeated, but they soiled their pants this last week against Old Glory DC. Genuine. Old Glory DC was nearly the only thing between Chicago and an undefeated season.
Damn.
So this coming week, we're into the final week of the regular season. June 6th is going to be Old Glory DC against Anthem RC, which is just the 5th and 6th place teams. June 7th is New England against Chicago, and then Seattle against California. Now, the top 4 teams go into the semis. It's a 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 format. Both semis are going to be played on June 14th, and the winners go into play in the championship game, which will be June 21st. The current standings are as follows, and to nobody's surprise, Chicago Hounds are first place with a 9-0 record. California Legion In second at 5-4, Seattle Seawolves in third at also 5-4. New England Free Jacks at 3-6, Old Glory DC at 3-6, and then Anthem RC in last place at 2-7. The standings points are as follows: Chicago has 45, California Legion has 29, Seattle Seawolves have 26, New England Free Jacks have 17, as well as Old Glory DC with 17, and Anthem RC with 13 standings points. The only reason the Free Jacks are ahead of Old Glory in the standings is because they have a slightly less bad point differential.
Oh yeah.
At -59 and -66.
Okay.
Now, to finish off our North American episode, the Saskatoon Mamba don't entirely suck. They won both their games this week. They have improved the record to 2-4.
Yeah, with the point differential of 4 for the 2 games.
So May 29th, the Mambas beat the Winnipeg Sea Bears 100-98. The Winnipeg Sea Bears were 3-2 going into this game. So a positive win team. Tavian Dunn-Martin had 21 points and 8 assists. Jaden Bediako had 17 points, 10 rebounds. Jameer Chaplin had 18 points. The Mambas set the target score when it was 91-83 for them.
Cutting it a little tight.
They were up 8 points and only won by 2. So it was close, but it's a win. It's a win. And the big game of the week for the Mamba, May 31st, they played the Scarborough Shooting Stars, who they had lost to in the previous week. Scarborough Shooting Stars entered this game at 4-0. The Mambas win 90-88. Another 2-point victory. Tavian Dunn-Martin, again, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Jaden Bediako, 18 points, 10 rebounds. And Tavian Jones with 18 points. Now, in this game, the Shooting Stars were the ones to set the target score when it was 81-80. So, technically, a comeback victory, although the Mambas were only down 1 point when the target score was set. The upcoming schedule is about as bipolar as you can get. June 6th, the Mambas play the Vancouver Bandits.
Holy, a Vancouver team that's good?
Yeah, Vancouver teams is good, although they did lose earlier today. So with that, the Vancouver Bandits are 5-2 going into next week.
Okay.
So, but they're good. They're a very good team. They're top of the standings. June 10th, the Mambas will be
He has
playing.
a hidden Vancouver shrine in his like closet.
June 10th, Mambas play the Calgary Surge. They are 0-5.
Hey, we're 2-3.
Yeah, 2-4.
Hey, we're 2-4.
There you go, bud. So, like I said, about as bipolar as a scheduling week as you can get. You got a 5-win team against the 5-loss team. 2 teams on very opposite ends of the standings right now. But, yeah, again, the Mambas don't entirely suck. I have a local basketball team that I can actually follow and not feel bad about watching. Now, usually, that would be the end of our North American episode of the week. However, there is one more team, one more league that we have recently decided / been kind of forced to follow. Miggy looks like he's salivating a little bit at calling this one, so I'll give him the privilege.
Coming to you this spring, the Saskatoon Berries.
Boy, yeah, your voice is shot, brother. So the Saskatoon Berries are the local sort of semi-professional baseball team, if you wanna consider them that. The Saskatoon Berries kind of play in what is essentially college baseball's form of summer league.
So off season.
It's the college baseball is in the off season right now. The league that the Berries play in is all college players. It's all college. It's D1, D2, D3 community, whatever you want it. So it's all college players. But it's basically, hey, I need a place to play baseball during the summer. I'm going to come here. So it's good baseball. Like, these are guys who are playing this seriously. Now, speaking of playing seriously, the Saskatoon Berries had a phenomenal year last year. I don't know what their record was, but according to somebody I know who has followed them pretty closely for the couple years that they've been active, they've been a very good team. And they have shown that this year so far. They have started the season 3-1. and they are looking to continue that. And I do not remember their scores off the top of my head, but I do remember one. One of their wins was 18-0. So,
I think we should finish up on a high note like
yeah,
that.
we are going to finish off on the high note and the introduction of the Saskatoon Berries. So without further ado, I have nothing more to add. Miggy?
I am good, Chief.
Jay? We will see you guys in the international episode.
Spin that track.